Yeah, I'm Nick. So a little background about me. I come from kind of corporate IT. Then I kind of decided during COVID to kind of switch to doing my own business. I went into the video games, and now I'm doing loyalty programs. So I kind of take some of the inspiration from the video game sector, and I kind of try to apply it to loyalty programs. And today's presentation is about kind of making loyalty programs fun. And one of the prerequisites of that is to have a kind of a digital component for your loyalty program. It's very hard to make a fun loyalty program that's physical. With plastic cards, no one likes plastic cards, so it's very hard. If we can do some gymnastics, like who is a member of any kind of loyalty program here? Okay, yeah, good. Who uses some sort of an app for their loyalty program, like a Remy app or so? Almost everyone who is a part of a loyalty program is using a digital solution these days. Yeah. Yeah. So we're going to split this presentation into three parts. I'm going to tell a bit of a story about how businesses are building loyalty programs right now and why they even bother. We're going to see what we're trying to change with that, because I mean, spoilers, but there's a lot of just physical loyalty programs right now. It's very hard to go digital. And then we're going to look at specific gamification examples to see how we can make loyalty actually fun. To start off, right now, so why would you want a loyalty program, right? As a business, you want these loyal customers. It's kind of in the name. So you want loyal customers because if a business B shows up and they have lower prices, you want to know that you're going to be kind of insured, that you can, you have time to adapt. You're not going to go broke immediately. Then secondly, repeat customers, which is important because if you like spreadsheets, you want to know that going month to month, you're going to have this base of repeat customers that are going to be making you money. You don't have to worry about sudden drops in the market. And finally, when you kind of get bigger, you start super analyzing things. You go like, okay, what are the customers' habits? How can I improve their experience to extract some more money out of them, basically? So the how are businesses building these loyalty programs now? So the most basic level is the one you've probably seen in like coffee shops or hairdressers, where they have these like little cardboard cards where they do stamps. And that's like the basic level of gamification you can do. It's engaging, it's fun. The main issue is we've talked to like these businesses who have these physical stamp cards, and we ask them, how do you know if it's working? How do you know if it's actually making you money? And they go, actually, we don't. We just hope for the best. We print them out because, I mean, they don't have an alternative. They are small. They can't afford, the bigger stuff. So when you move up a little bit, you get into the kind of the old reliable, which is the plastic card. So the plastic card, that's a fun one. You put it in your wallet. You forget about it. You use it like, if it's a popular place, you use it like maybe once every day or once every 1 year. I had a bunch of these cards I used only once a year. But the good thing is you can start kind of tracking. You can start seeing what your customers are doing. You can start like seeing what they're buying, basically. That's where it gets interesting. But then when you get bigger, you realize, oh, I need something more. I need the digital part. And that's the say it with me, which is, you want the digital loyalty card app plus like web integration, which is, a terrible thing to try to sell people because they look at it and they go like, why are you even trying to offer me at this point? It's very complicated, and I hope it doesn't have to be in the future. But for the customers, like as we saw today, they want this like digital presence because there's this like group of people who are completely cardless, like they don't even have a wallet with them. They just go, and you have to cater to those people because, well, otherwise you're just gonna be left in the dust at the end of it. But for the business, it's kind of like I'm suffering from success. Because, when I open this kind of forums of going digital, I now need like, do I need GDPR? Do I need email campaigns? It gets very complicated very fast. So the ultimate cost for the business is that there's the first one, which is, the developers, right? Developers, designers, which is almost the easiest part, right? Because if I have a big bag of cash, I just show up and say like, these are the requirements, build me a digital loyalty program. But where it gets really complicated is for the business, is the business cost of things. So you need to decide what are your requirements. So how are you going to build this loyalty program? And you get stuck in these infinite meetings because no one's built this loyalty program before at the business, so they don't actually know how to do it. And then you get to the requirements and basically repeat the process of like going in a loop of like changing the requirements and changing things. So the ultimate cost for the time cost, which is the business kind of knows, like they know if they start making this loyalty program, it's going to be so much time. So I might as well just open a new, restaurant chain, or I might do just like Google ads instead of wasting my time with this. So obviously for the small business, they are not even in the running. Like they can't afford the big bag of cash, like they don't have it. So for them, it's even if they could, they're like, do I even want this? It seems like a huge pain, basically. So a lot of times when we speak to businesses, we ask them, do you need loyal customers? Do you think they're important? And they go, well, yes, they're the backbone of this business, actually. We couldn't function without loyal customers. And we ask them if they have a loyalty program, and they go, no. I can't really fault them for it. So what we're trying to change in this, we're developing Glee, which is a loyalty program builder, basically. And what we're doing is we're trying to make this experience of actually building a loyalty program kind of simple. I like to compare us to Squarespace or Wix, if you've heard of that, which is, these are website builders. And it used to be back in the day, if you wanted a website, you basically had to go to like a freelancer or an agency. Like you couldn't make a website otherwise. And you had to have this know-how. And now with Squarespace, you just, as a business, you just go and you do a few blocks, or they have these AI builders, and you just get a website out of it. So we want to be similar. We want to have a this presence where you can just go, you type in, I have a cake business, for example, and it spits out a loyalty program for you, like on a digital side. So you have an app now, you have maybe some web integration that's ready made for you, and we tell you, we have the data, we know, what loyalty programs works best for you. Obviously, you can change things, so drag and drop. If you decide you need tiers now, you can drag those in. And this is finally, you've completed your journey of being digital, so you can kind of start gamifying things now. So for gamification, I think everyone kind of thinks of these campaigns. So in Latvia, we have the Circle K one where you do like scratch-offs, they're fun. A lot of people enjoy them. They get shared a lot. The problem is, if you do this, the business knows, like, first of all, the business cost is very high because you have to have rewards. You have to build this thing. Plus, if you run it all year round, it's gonna get boring. People are gonna get tired of it. So we like to start smaller. We like to do these kind of like going back to the stamp card example. You can do digital stamp cards, basically. And what you could do if you're browsing like an app, that a business has made, and they have like this store, and you see this campaign where it's like, if you do 5 orders this month, we're gonna give you a reward. And you go like, okay, that sounds fun. I click on it, I favorite it, and it's in my home screen now. And now where it gets fun, because the business, you are on the business app, so they can send push notifications reminding you about, hey, it's the end of the month, and you haven't made that 5th order. So the customer looks at it and they go, well, actually, I wasn't gonna make that 5th order, but now that you tell me, I want the reward, so I'm gonna do it. So the business kind of, it's beneficial for the business, but it's also engaging for the customer because they can kind of see, they can track it. They don't just put it in their wallet and forget about it. What you can also do is points. So you see this a lot already. You have, for example, Rimi does like Rimi cashback, and they, some other businesses do like coupons for client referrals, which becomes very transactional. So instead of like making it feel like kind of a game, you're making it feel like basically work. When I see a €5 coupon for referring a friend, I'm thinking, well, first of all, I make more an hour basically, and you're also asking me to bother my friends for €5. I'm like, that's not fun. I don't want to do that. But if it's, let's think about mobile games here. In mobile games, you have this gold, right? Or 5 different currencies usually, but let's stick with gold. So imagine you have loyalty gold. Now, if you say like, I'm going to give you 5,000 loyalty points, as long as it's backed by good rewards, I go, well, it's not, you're not asking me to do work. It's like, it kind of becomes fun. You remove this like financial aspect from it. And it's like, I want some cool rewards for those 5,000 loyalty points. Then you can start doing more interesting things. Again, going back to the mobile game example, oftentimes you will see these pop-ups asking for reviews, because a lot of people don't leave reviews, unfortunately. So what you could do is offer loyalty points for these reviews. So, if you like the product, please review us. We're going to give you some loyalty. Plus, you can get very abstracted with it, where you could say, like, if I'm a green business, why not, if you go clean up a place, and if you take a picture of it and put it on Instagram and tag us in it, we're going to give you some points as well. And it becomes like this game. I'm going to go clean up a place, and you spread your brand awareness. I'm this green business. I'm helping clean up, Riga or wherever, right? So getting back more into campaigns, this is one we did for kind of a bar, but you could apply this for kind of anything really, like sandwiches or soda pops. But this one is specifically on the app. You can kind of see this competition going on every month with rewards, and the idea here is basically whoever drinks the most, eats the most, they kind of they get a point for every time. So you make this cohort of very loyal customers, basically, because they're loyal enough to actually start competing in this. But then they kind of like over the month, they kind of start figuring it out that they can't actually go anywhere else because they're participating in this competition. It's like, I could go somewhere else this evening actually, but I mean, I really want to be in the first place, And you could do teams, and you could do, it could get really fun. Obviously, this isn't going to work for every business, but if you have a good, cozy place with good vibes, why not? Give it a try. So this was for a cinema, and the idea here, again, taking inspiration from video games, is we wanted to kind of personify the movie-going experience. So this is kind of like each moviegoer gets their little monster on their phone, basically. And with this, basically, the movies you see impact how your character is going to look. So let's say you go to a bunch of horror movies. Well, you're going to have these devil horns. Or if you go to romance films, you're going to get these angel wings. Where it gets really fun is if you see different kinds of movies, you get different kinds of features. So they start combining. So you can start printing out shirts, for example. Or you could get really fun with it. And you could open a store, and you could start selling like little hats. Or do marketing campaigns where you can win, little hats for your creature. But then, where it gets, maybe less fun, is there's this concept of video games. There used to be these video games where you had to feed your little creature. So what happens if you don't go to the cinema? Well, the creature, he eats movies, and he gets sick, and he might die. So you should go see the next Mission Impossible, basically, is what I'm saying. Otherwise, and you know what happens. So I hope that was, that was interesting. Kind of the loyalty program guy now. So if you need some help with some programming or loyalty or what have you, or gamification, yeah, hit me up. I'm going to be here. So yeah, thank you.